4, 3, 2, 1, go. Hey guys, Ranshin here, bringing us up commentary. This is going to be the second set between Light and Jaedong, or Jaedong versus Light if you prefer Jaedong, or whatever, if you care about those things. This is going to be on Fighting Spirit, the upper end position, playing as Orange. Terran, of course, we're going to have Light, also known as the Light Alive, also known as the other two-headed giant. Rather, one of the heads of the two-headed giant. And the bottom end position, playing in teal as the Zerg, is going to be the Dong, Jaedong. So, compared to Polaris Rhapsody, where Jaedong brought out a very quick win to kind of out-imbalance himself, I guess you could say, beating the imbalance, now he's going to be facing against Light here on Fighting Spirit. Probably the most balanced map in the entire map pool of this tournament. Now, overall, the maps are balanced for Terran in the TVZ matchup, so it's kind of unfair. Having more Protoss in the semifinals would have definitely been a bit more fair matchup-wise, because it depends heavily in the finals on kind of what map gets thumbed down. But if Jaedong, I'm really still surprised Jaedong didn't thumb down Polaris Rhapsody, but if he gets into the finals, I find it extremely unlikely that he won't thumb down Polaris Rhapsody overall, unless he has some sort of very specific plan for it other than aggression. Yeah, the important statistic for this map is that for Jaedong in the last 13 games, he's won all but his last one, which he played in the WCG, and he lost that game to none other than Light. So that's an interesting factor there. Light, meanwhile, he's kind of been up and down, up and down. I think he has a win rate in his last 10 or so, but he's overall very balanced in this map. He has been killing a lot of Zergs on it, though. He's playing well. Got to put down his barracks, so it seems like he wants to go for 1 Rex into Expo. Very, very standard on this map. Jaedong going for a 12 hatch. This is of course, a 4-player map, and we do have cross position, so whoever scouts, they're going to scout each other second. It's going to take Jaedong a drone to scout out Light, though. Although, yeah, the Overlord there is going to be a big help. Yeah, see, Overlord's going to run from there. Light's going to still be forced to go to the upper left hand just in case, but that Overlord was put in nicely to go into the natural expansion, so the SCV spotted it. Now Jaedong knows where to send his scouting drone, knows to put it to the upper right hand position to make sure, meanwhile, the SCV is going to go down to the lower left hand, is going to spot Jaedong. Going to see what kind of build Jaedong goes for. Might decide to go for something a little bit more macro heavy, might even put down his third hatchery before, never mind, not going to put his third hatchery before spawning pool, might still put down a production hatch inside of his base. It seems like that's what he wants to do indeed. Going to be playing a little bit micro heavy. Going to want to get out those 7 Mutalisks right from the beginning and try to go put on some pressure. Do see a command center put down by Light on the opposite side. Seems like he's also sending out, at least has a Marine out there. Thought he maybe thought of sending it out, but there is no Overlord on his base right now. Going to take Jaedong for a while to float the Overlord at the 11 o'clock towards that 1 o'clock Natural Expo. And do see the second barracks come up very quickly for Light as well. We often see instead some teching off that 1 Rex, but second Rex coming up fairly quickly. Seems like he's just going to continue working on an M&M build. And honestly, for Fighting Spirit, I think Medic Marines are a much better idea. You want to be maneuverable, a lot more maneuverable on this map, because Zerg players tend to expand all over the place. They tend to, instead of sticking to a corner, they will expand. For Jaedong, for instance, he could expand towards the lower right hand or the upper left hand and pick up the main and the natural there. That's something Zergs really like doing on this map as the game goes on. So I'm honestly expecting a very macro-oriented game, and I really think Light should just stick to Medic Marines. He might transition to mech as the game goes on to later stages. He really has been doing that a lot lately, starting off with some Medic Marine and then eventually transitioning to mech. But to start things off, Medic Marine I think is definitely a good idea for him. And honestly, I feel he should stick to Medic Marine, because on Fighting Spirit, I find Terran players have good results when they just stick, because in a Medic Marine build, you can stay off on your 2 bases for a longer period of time. This lets you be aggressive for longer. It gives you the opportunity to be aggressive against the Zerg player, lets you be non-defensive, lets you be on the move, and also lets you put down your 3rd base later on in the game. Do see the Academy on the way for him, should be seeing the Engineer Bay as well. And did see Jaedong actually put down a lair on the natural expansion to give it a little bit more health. Marines, meanwhile, coming here to that 12. Are they going to spot the Overlord? Yes! Spotting the Overlord. That Overlord might go down. Not really too sure. 2 Marines in there. I'm not sure if they're going to manage to take it out. Overlord might actually survive. Going down very quickly, though. Seems like it's going to go down, yes. Yeah, a few more shots on that. Nah, big loss for Jaedong there this early on. Might even delay him just a little bit, at least in the drone counts. And yeah, it's going to force him to utilize some resources he would have wanted for drones and maybe for, you know, speeding up himself to Mutalisk. So that's resources he didn't want to give up. 2 Marines on the ramp. SCV also coming off the line to help. 1 Zergling will get through, so there is a scout in there. Jaedong, I don't think actually he sent a drone scout, otherwise just doesn't feel like it. I don't think I saw a drone scout the entire time. But 1 Zergling is going to get through. Do see the engineer bay now on the way, so we are going to be seeing some turrets going to put up. Stim on the way. Marines still don't have that. Zergling going to get quickly taken care of. But I really don't. I'm not even sure whether maybe Jaedong had sent out a drone, but it was denied by a Marine at the front. But he definitely didn't get a scout earlier on, so getting the Zergling in there just to make sure that his opponent was going for standard play was critical. Do see the 3rd barracks on the way already, so it doesn't seem he's going to want to tech up right away. Just going to stick to medic Marines for now to fend this off. Going to be putting up turrets. It does have a nice form on his bridge to these Zerglings. They're going to might try to go in from the right side, so might even manage to surprise the medic Marines on the bridge and get into the main. Jaedong using nice tricks here. Medic Marines coming off the bridge, and the Marines of Jaedong going to go straight into the natural expansion. A couple of medics and Marines on the ramp, and and the ones from the bridge are going to run back here. Natural expansion is exposed, but I think these Zerglings will get taken care of without any serious losses for Light. Losing overall, I believe, 2 or 3 Marines to pick off almost a control group of Zerglings. But at this point, really, for Light, every single Marine matters, so he needs to keep them all alive. He's already lost a few, just not getting his turrets up. Timings should be enough on the timing, I think, actually, for Jaedong. With that Overlord, it might have been even enough a delay for him to not have Mutalisk out in time. Mutalisk just not popping in. Hydra Den already up, so Jaedong is going to be transitioning into Lurkers as the game goes on pretty quickly. Just going to try to get some damage in with his Mutalisk before transition to his Lurkers. Let's see. Mutalisk seem like they're just going to fly and try to do some harassment, but I think Light actually had the natural expansion well defended. I think he had 3 turrets up there already, maybe working on his 4th at this point. Medic Marines also very close by. Mutalisk going to try to go in here. 3 turrets at the ready. 4th up already as well. We're going to see how well his main's protected. Mutalisk going to get shot at least one of them going to get shot at by Marines there, but I don't think they're going to be able to do too much damage in next expansion. Might try to go for those turrets, but also not the best of ideas, I think. The low right-hand position main also going to be picked up at 5 o'clock, going for that main, so Jaedong is going to try to pick up quick 4 bases to get that economy going. I do see this also very popular against Protoss, but just allows them to have 2 rather well defendable bases. Just Mutalisk kind of running around those Marines, not taking too many damage in, doing a good job of keeping his Mutalisk alive, trying to get a few shots on those Marines, getting shot at and fighting back, but still keeping it even Steven. Queen's Nest already up for him, so he's going to go for a very quick Defilers. Have seen Jaedong utilizing this quite a bit, actually, trying to go for very quick hive and going for very quick Defilers. He has only one second colony at the front of his natural expansion, but he hasn't really had that threat in this entire game. Light was forced to play defensive because of some early Marine losses. Medic Marines catching those Mutalisks a little bit out in the open, getting some nice shots on them. Light going to lose some of his Marines, but still getting some nice shots off of those Mutalisks, picking some of them off. Has some more Medic Marines there at the back. Do see Hydra's Mutal coming down into the lower end position. That's going to get scouted by an SCV. But even now, Marines seem to be running straight towards that nice Lurker Egg block. 1 SCV there. Light's going to try to get some damage done, but the Mutals are coming in here in time. The Lurker Eggs will at the very least act as a blockade for a significant period of time. And a turret also going to be put up, so Light's going to try to continue this in time. Also going to scan off just to get a few shots from those Marines on those Mutals. Light seems like he wants to fully go for this attack here. Lurker's still not up. Lurker Eggs taking a lot of damage. Zerg is going to come in from the back. Lurkers are going to come into play. Scan going to come up if the Lurker's going to burrow. Medic Marines seem like they're going to be forced back. Light not reinforcing this yet. Seems like he has reinforcements coming away, but he wants to be very sure that he still has the defense back home, or else Zerg is just be able to run back there and do some damage, because they are running around across the middle, but Light trying to put on pressure in the lower end position while Hive is on the way, so trying to catch Jaedong in transition, and this is why I like the Medic Marine build off those 2, that 1 Rex in Expo Marine build from Terran players right now, almost getting caught in surround there, but has not had enough force to fight the back. But this is why I like this, as I was saying, Barracks 1 Rex in Expo, because this allows you to be aggressive for quite a bit in the early game or all the way into the mid game before you need to put down an additional base. This allows you to just be aggressive, tech up when time allows, get that 1 starport going, get some science vessels out there. If you skip tanks, you're in good position. If you go for tanks alongside those science vessels, you are going to want to expand a little bit faster. But if you go for straight up Escutarian, you got to be in good position. Unfortunately, Light there getting caught by Lurkers does take all of them down, but he has reinforcements at the right time. Meanwhile, does have his science facility up, does have siege mode upgrading, does have his 4th Rex engineer bay. So he's going to be working on science vessels as well as tanks. Has 3 tanks out there, and I'm not quite sure whether I saw a science vessel out there yet. But altogether, staying in a rather strong position. And there's not really too much saturation down there at the lower right hand for Jaedong. He was forced to get quite a few troops out there because of the threats to those bases. Meanwhile, just getting some quick Nidus canals going. Does have a defilement out there as well, so we're going to be seeing Consume on the way alongside some Dark Swarms. And maybe some plagues as well. Also a very good option. First science also just now out there. Radiates are going to be very important against those defilers. Not quite sure whether Jaedong has really done any more, gotten any more Mule Scout. They still had that group flying around. Should still have that in play. So they might try to go in there and try to snipe those tanks, but altogether not too much more than that. A few Medic Marines and a tank back home to defend. Light might want to be careful to push back across the bridge. A lot of Zerglings there could have even engaged, but wants to run back home to protect. Has his second colony as well out into the field, and it seems like Light wants to go for the natural expansion. It's going to be a little hard for him to break this. A lot of defenses. There's also a hive in there, so there's a lot of HP. He's going to take a lot of fire to take that down. And 2 defilers back home just waiting for Consume to get ready, because they're going to be throwing down 3 defilers. They're going to be just waiting to get those Dark Swarms into play. Still don't see any Consumes. Defilers just waiting. There you go, Consume ready. So we're going to be seeing the Dark Swarms come up. And this might be Jaedong just breaking out. Light might want to unsiege. Unsieges in good time. Maybe Zerg is also coming from the back. 1 tank goes down. Medic Marines are going to try to run away. Lurker's getting some nice shot on them. And tank still getting a few shots off. Light will escape with a part of his troop. Lost a tank. And I think half of his Medic Marines troop now going to go for a drop on the lower right hand position. Nice opening. Finding nice. Yeah, Jaedong not really paying attention there. Lurker's way out of position. He's just going to run straight to main. Going to scan off. Nice Nidus canal here from Jaedong. 2 Lurkers, and there's only 1 Dark Swarm going to come off, so I'm not quite sure Light's actually may have managed to do too much. Should have actually run straight behind the mineral line. Should have been target instantly. Also has forces running into the lower end and has some fire bets in there as well, so he's going to try to get some attacks off on the Dark Swarm. And did deny the 4th base coming up from Jaedong. Light still sticking on 2, so 2 to 3 bases. Light not bad position. No economic damage done to him this entire time, to either player actually. Aside from that denial, dropship going to go in behind the mineral line to the very least. Light fighting back is going to hope to cripple this base here at the lower right hand. We're going to lose all of his forces. At the Dark Swarm, a few fire bats here to engage his Zerglings. They're going to get taken care of pretty quickly. But some of the drones go down. There's no mining here for a little while, but maybe not quite as much damage as Light would have hoped. He sacrificed a lot of forces here at this lower right-hand base. And he's still keeping some drones from mining, but altogether hasn't done too much. Now, yet again, pushing into the natural, but yeah, not daring to siege his tanks very close to the Dark Swarms. Jaedong, knowing that taking up the lower right, the 5 o'clock natural expansion is kind of a fool's errand right now, so instead opts to go for that 9 o'clock base. Smart way for him. Light, meanwhile, gonna work on his second starport. Might want to think about working on his expansion now. His being very aggressive is not helping out. Continue to pump units, maybe just try to pull back a little bit, losing too many tanks. I think he actually also lost the science vessel because I don't see that anywhere, and that Marine might want to pick up that drone that's behind the minerals. But yeah, Light definitely might want to expand at this point. He's trying to continue being aggressive, but I just hope it doesn't come back to bite him, because being too aggressive is also not a good idea to be, because Jaedong is going to be getting his 4th base. Not going to be able to get his 5th there at that 5 o'clock, but still